What's up, everybody? WiseGuyBets here with some DFS picks for Saturday, 7/24/2021. Looking at the DraftKings main slate, we got 10 games on the schedule tonight. At the pitch position, let's get right into it. I'm looking at Luis Castillo for Cincinnati. His projection on the night is 16.8 fantasy points. He's pitching around 5.4 innings per game. His last three games, fantasy point wise, are 19, 17, 24. St. Louis is batting .250 against him, 36 for 144. The overrun projection for the night on runs is 9. His last 5 against St. Louis are 23, 34, negative 15, 5, 23. I like him in this spot tonight. I like his salary of $7,500. He's definitely someone I want to try to get into my lineups tonight at pitcher. Let's look at the catcher position. We're looking at Martin Maldonado for Houston. His projection for the night is 6.5 fantasy points. He's getting around 3.2 at bats per game. His last three games, fantasy point wise, are 5, 6, and 7. Salary $2,600. He's 2 for 11 against his pitcher, 2 singles. His last 5 against Texas is 3, 5, 2, 3, and 19. I like him in this position tonight. We got an overrun total of 8. I think he will eclipse the 6.5 fantasy points that he is projected to get tonight. Let's look at the first base position. At first base, we're looking at Ty France for Seattle. His projection on the night is 9.1 fantasy points. He has 9 homers on the season, batting .276. He's getting around 3.7 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 0, 3, and 12. He's 4,500 on DraftKings. He's 3 for 5 against the pitcher he's facing tonight with 2 singles and 1 double. He's batting 4th in the lineup. His last 5 against Oakland is 7, 13, 0, 3, and 12. 9.1 projection. If he gets that, I'm happy. And I think he can get that tonight. So Ty France is someone I'm trying to get in my lineups tonight at the first base position. Let's look at the second base position. We're looking at Chris Taylor for the Dodgers. His projection on the night is 7.7 fantasy points, 14 homers on the year. He's batting .279. He's getting around 3.5 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 22, 5, and 10. It's 5,700 on DraftKings. He's 6 for 20 against the pitcher he's facing with 4 singles, 2 home runs. I like that. Out of his 6 hits, he has 2 home runs. His last 5 against Colorado is 11, 18, 0, 5, and 10. He's batting 6 in the lineup. Chris Taylor is someone I want to try to get into my lineup tonight at second base. Let's look at the third base position. Third base, we're looking at Eugenio Suarez for Cincinnati. His projection on that is 8.4 fantasy points. He has 18 homers on the season. He's only batting .173. He's getting about 3.7 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, are 8, 0, and 9. His salary is $4,000 on DraftKings. He's 2 for 4 against the pitcher he's facing with 2 home runs. So out of the 4 at bats, he has 2 homers against the pitcher he's facing. I like that stat. It means he's making great contact against the pitcher. The overrun total projection for the night is 9. His last 5 against St. Louis are 2, 3, 16, 9, and 9. I like Mr. Suarez in his position tonight, and I'm going to try to get him in my lineups at the third base position. Let's look at the shortstop position. At shortstop, I'm looking at Nicky Lopez for Kansas City. His projection on the night is 5.9 fantasy points, 0 homers on the season. He's batting .271. He's getting around 2.9 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, 2, 12, 0. I like players coming off of 0, so if he's starting, I definitely want to try to get him in. His salary is $4,100. He's batting .375 against the pitcher he's facing tonight with 3 singles against that pitcher. He's 3 for 8 against the pitcher. I do like the overrun projection of 10. His last 5 against Detroit are 5, 9, 2, and 10. If he plays this whole game, if he gets his bats in with a projection of run total of 10, I think he can get 4 to 5 at bats. more likely at the 5 end. And if he can get that, I think he can produce. So Mr. Lopez is someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. Let's look at the outfield. In the outfield, I'm looking at Dylan Carlson for St. Louis. His projection on the night is 8.1 fantasy points. He has 9 home runs. He's batting .256 on the year. He's getting around 3.7 at bats per game. His last 3 games fantasy point wise are 9, 26, and 4. It's 3,000. I like that salary. I think it's a value position that's going to pay off for us. He's 4 for 7 against the pitcher he's facing tonight. 3 singles, 1 home run. His leadoff position, the overrun projected total is 9. I think he can get around 5 at bats. His last 5 games against Cincinnati are 2, 11, 0, 7, and 4. I like his success rate against that pitcher. I like the projection of getting, the over on the run projection of 9. I think he can get around 5 at bats, and I think he can produce if he gets those at bats. So Dylan Carlson is someone I want to get into my lineups tonight in the outfield. So those are my picks for today. If my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button. And I really would appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe to my channel so I can bring more content at a more consistent level. So, hey, until the next picks.